Tonight there was a fight for the belt, but, and it made me think of like how funny is that we are striving, so many of us are striving to fight over the crumbs, these little pieces of happiness that are thrown across the planet, as we can call it another way, resources. And we are striving to fulfill this unlimited hunger inside of us as humans for happiness that we want, because we don't want this much of happiness, neither this much of happiness. We want the unlimited. We want, it's like, no matter what you want in this moment, if you're gonna think about it, it's like dream the biggest possible. Now dream even bigger, and after that, what's after? It's like, and I'm gonna frustrate you with this question a lot. What's after? What's after this biggest thing that you are dreaming about at the moment? And this question will cause a lot of cringe inside you. This question will cause a lot of cringe, just because I promise you, this is what you can frustrate people with very easily, because they will tell you, most of us won't even know what we want, and some of us that do, you can frustrate them very easily with what is it that is after, and what's after. Because we want the unlimited happiness, and no matter what we're trying to fulfill it with, we're traditionally thinking of the ways to fulfill it with something that is limited, with something that is already limited by definition. What is it? Fame, money, women, sex? Or even like today's situation, which I started with, for Conor McGregor, to what is he fighting for? Like to become more famous, to become more with more money too, and or for this little crumb for having the title of having 3 belts. It's like what is that? What is that even? It's like this is a little crumb of happiness that can you imagine how many people are fighting for this? How many people are professionally working towards that every day, so that they can get a chance to, well, in this case, literally fight for this little crumb of happiness of like being called like, yeah, I'm this, whatever, I've achieved that. That's our second stage, psychosomatic identification with the mind. Or is there other choice, which would be a next step for evolution as a human, where you actually identify yourself with the unlimited, with the supreme itself, where you're no longer this small box, no longer this small shell, which is called ego, this form of the body, form of the mind, whatever it is that you identify yourself with in terms of mind. Or you are everything. You are everything at the same time. The idea of all is one is very distant for many of us. That's why I'm not pushing towards that, but let everyone take their time. But just for you as a perspective, answering your question of what's after. What's after I am the most successful? What's after I am this champion of the 3 belts, the 4 belts, the 5 belts? What's after? What's after? After? What is it? We will never be satisfied. And it's like, luckily enough, we're seeing the examples of people who achieved whatever it is my craziest dream possible I can think of. There is a person who is already this. And if we look at this person, what is he doing? He's striving for more. And he would always be, because this is what makes us human. This unlimited hunger inside of ourselves, this dark hole that is never fulfilled. And we can use it as our enemy in case of identifying ourselves with the animal needs, with the body. We would definitely be hating this inside us, because what we think we want is the food, the sex, and whatever else is this, that the animal needs, the security. You sure? Okay, then why do we have so many problems with overeating, with with nymphomatism? I'm not sure how to say that term. It's like with being addicted to sex, being addicted to food, being addicted to those, and like not being able to control ourselves. Because why is that? No animal on the planet has this problem. They're gonna eat as much as they can, and they're gonna go and leave that. We're worse than animals in this case, because what we're doing is we're trying to satisfy this like dark hole And that's why we're never satisfied. What we think we would be satisfied, we try to gather all the resources in one place, and that's when maybe I am satisfied. But we know that it's also not how it works. And in case of the mind, this dark hole inside us, what does it drive us to, and why is this a torture in this case as well? It's because, okay, we put ourselves a craziest dream, and we strive towards it. We work hard, we work our asses, we're really about to break at some point. And we might break, or we might achieve it. But are we really satisfied with that? Who of us are smarter? Those who are working towards trying to learn how to increase this happiness state, how to less depend on us having something to strive for, which is useless for us in the long term anyway, which is in the end means nothing. We work towards having that first woman as our lay count, as a pickup guys. Okay, we got our first lay. For how long are you celebrating your victory? How long does it last until you realize that, man, this is not what I wanted. This is not what I wanted. And you will strive for more and more and more the further down the road you go.